Good evening, and welcome to Upper St. Clair High School's production of The Drowsy Chaperone. I'm Isabella Cowell, the assistant student producer.
And I am Mia Taylor, the student producer. The Drowsy Chaperone is a comedy with music and lyrics written by Lisa Lambert and Greg Morrison.
Each year, the musical company chooses an organization to donate to that is close to our hearts. This year, we have chosen the Education Partnership in order to donate musical instruments to elementary schools in need. By donating just $1, you can help us to reach our goal. Thank you for your generosity.
Tonight's show is underwritten by Ardolino's Pizza and dedicated to the senior class.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy this poo-poo platter of tunes.
I hate theater. Well, it's so disappointing, isn't it? You know what I do when I'm sitting in a darkened theater waiting for the show to begin? I pray. Oh, dear God, please let it be a good show. And let it be short, oh Lord in heaven, please. 2 hours is fine. 3 hours is too much. Oh, and keep the actors out of the audience, God. I didn't pay good money to have the fourth wall come crashing down around my ears. I just want a few tunes to carry with me in my head. I just want to be entertained. I mean, isn't that the point? Amen. You know, there's a time when people sat in darkened theaters and thought to themselves, what have George and Ira Gershwin got for us today? Or can Cole Porter pull it off? Can you imagine? Now it's please, Elton John, must we continue this charade? It used to be, sitting there in the dark, you knew that when the curtain went up, you'd be transported to a glamorous world full of music and color. And you thought to yourself, my God, when are they gonna bring up the lights? How things have changed. Hello. How are we today? I'm feeling a little blue myself. A little anxious for no particular reason. A little sad that I should be feeling anxious at this age. Some self-caused anxiety resulting in non-specific sadness, a state that I call blue. Anyways, whenever I'm feeling this way, blue, I like to listen to my music. So I was going through my records. Yes, records. And was about to put on Meredith Willson's A Music Man. I had a craving for young Ronnie Howard. But then I thought, no, let's have a treat. Let's disappear into the decadent world of the 1920s, where the champagne flowed and the caviar chilled, and all the world was a party. For the wealthy, anyways. So I dug about, and what did I find? But one of my favorite shows, The Drowsy Chaperone. Remember? Oh, music by Julie Gable and lyrics by Sidney Stein. It's a 2-record set remastered from the original recording made in 1928. It's the whole show, including the original cast, with Beatrice Stockwell as the chaperone. Isn't she elegant? Why, this was a whole 15 years before she became Dame Beatrice Stockwell. Can you imagine? I'll read to you what it says on the back. Mix-up, mayhem, and a gay wedding. Well, of course, a gay wedding means something else nowadays. But back then, it just meant fun. And that's what this show is, fun. So would you indulge me? Would you let me play this record for you now? I was hoping you'd say yes. Ah, you hear that static? I love that sound. To me, it's the sound of a time machine starting up. All right now, let's imagine. Visualize, if you will. It's November in 1928, and you've just arrived at the doors of the Morosco Theater in New York. It doesn't exist anymore. They tore it down and replaced it with some parking lot. Anyways, it's very cold. Remember when it used to be cold in November? Not anymore. November's the new August. It's global warming. We're all doomed. Anyways, it's very cold, and there's a gray sleet coming down, but you don't care, because you're about to see a Broadway show. Listen. Isn't this wonderful? It helps if you close your eyes. Overtures. Overtures are out of style nowadays. I miss them. It's the show's way of welcoming you. Hello there. The meal will be served shortly, but in the meantime, would you like an appetizer? That's what overtures are. Musical appetizers. A poo-poo platter of tunes, if you will. Something new. Sounds like a dance tune. A little rollicking. Maybe there's pirates. Don't worry, there are no pirates. All right now, it's about that time when the music starts to build and you know you're just moments away from being transported. The curtain's going up. I can't wait.
Underling,
Yes, madam.
how do I look?
You look radiant, Miss Tottenham.
I do love this dress so. It never goes out of style.
Oh, it's a miracle, madam.
Now, the guests will be arriving shortly.
Yes, madam.
And... why are they coming?
The wedding, madam?
The wedding. Oh, of course. Oh, I love a wedding. I should go put on my fancy dress.
You're wearing it, madam?
Silly me. I do love this dress so. It never goes out of style. Now, when will the guests be arriving?
They will be here shortly, madam.
Oh, well, then I should go put on my fancy dress.
Oh, Miss Tottenham.
My dress, my fancy dress. I don't know why I'm wearing it, I must confess. My dress, I love my dress. Would someone tell me why I put it on?
Yes, yes, your dress, your fancy dress. 'Twas such a pleasure airing it, restitching and preparing it. God bless your dress, it's one fine dress, and I will tell you why you put it on. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime. Madam, you're the hostess and it's happy wedding time. Wedding bells will ding, wedding bells will dong. Wedding bells will ding-a-ling and we will ding along.
Your dress, your fancy dress. We're very, very glad you put it on.
Wedding guests have come.
Wedding guests are here. Wedding guests are at the door, and soon they will appear.
I'm Robert, the bridegroom. I'm here to marry Janet. That's Sarah Feldig's Follies, whom I love a lot.
I'm George, that's George, his best man, George. I'm honored to be doing what a best man ought.
Ah, Mrs. Tottendale. Now don't you worry, I got everything planned out. The key is organization. See, each string represents a task yet to be completed. Yell at the musician, pay the florist, and book the minister. This wedding's gonna run like clockwork.
Oh, is there going to be a wedding?
I'm Feltig, producer. I lost my leading lady. I gotta stop this wedding or I'm not worth squat.
I'm giddy, just giddy. I came with Mr. Feltig. I'll be a lady if I get my shot.
We're pastry chefs. We cross our hearts. We're pastry chefs. No fakery. Our bakery is what we got.
Aldalfo, my name it is Aldalfo. I am the king of romance, so I kiss a lot.
You are the king of romance, so you kiss a lot. Wedding bells will ring. Wedding bells will chime. Wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding time. Someone hasn't come. Someone isn't here. Where is Janet Van de Graaff, and when will she appear? It's Janet, it's Janet, it's Janet Van de Graaff.
Am I late? I'm the chaperone of Janet Van de Graaff, maid of honor, friend and confidant, and all that rot. Where's the bar?
A wedding, hooray.
It's prohibition, madam.
A wedding, how gay.
Good thing I brought my own.
A wedding today.
Champagne makes me drowsy.
It's really happening, truly happening, almost happening. What is happening?
I'm Trix, the aviatrix, queen of the sky. I'm flying through the stratus in my modern apparatus. I'm Trix, the aviatrix. I'm gonna fly. I'll see you when they tie the knots.
A wedding, hooray.
Ding-a-ling.
All the guests have arrived. We've a bride who's given up the stage for love, a debonair bridegroom, a harried producer, jovial gangsters posing as pastry chefs, a flaky Corinne, a Latin Lothario, and an aviatrix, what we now call a lesbian. And my favorite character, the drowsy chaperone. What more do you need for an evening's entertainment? Wasn't that wonderful? And we will ding along. I don't even know what that means. All right, now, I'll lead you through this record the best I can. It won't be hard to follow. We begin with a welcome from our love-struck groom.
Well, I just wanted to thank you all for coming. I tell you, I must be some lucky fellow. Why, who would have thought that I, Robert Martin, would be marrying a glamorous showgirl, and that glamorous showgirl will be willing to give up a successful career for me, Robert Martin. Now, if it weren't for prohibition, I'd say, let's raise a glass
Here, here.
to Miss Janet Van de Graaff, the most beautiful girl in the world.
Absolutely not!
Excuse me?
The groom mustn't see his bride on the day of the wedding. It's bad luck.
I hope you heard that, because basically it's the plot. Hold on for the ride.
Breakfast will be served in the Arabian room.
Say, it's a little early in the day to be drinking, isn't it?
I don't understand the question.
Look, you just keep Janet away from Robert. You're the chaperone. That's your only job.
I'm on Capitan.
Who's my little monkey?
I am. I'm your little monkey.
The bride and the groom are whisked away, and our attention turns to the B plot of the story, which involves the producer.
Mr. Foutzig!
Getting married and living show business.
Mr. Foutzig!
Doesn't she understand I got obligations?
Mr. Foutzig! I could be your leading lady. You said it yourself, I'm useless in the chorus.
Kitty, for the last time, yank out what it takes.
But I've been taking lessons, singing, acting, ballet.
Ballet.
Yeah, and I'm pretty good too. Last week, I auditioned for Swanee Lake.
A little annotation. Kitty and Feldzeg were a couple in real life. Jack and Sadie Adler. Now it's a familiar comic construct, a stupid woman and her long-suffering companion. Except in the end, she does something quite clever and makes everyone wonder if it was just an act. The irony here is that Sadie was actually quite stupid. Jack had to explain all the jokes to her, apparently. But she had a wonderful career on stage. Back then, the theater was the only place stupid people could earn a decent living. This was before television, anyways.
Kitty, I don't have time for this.
A petit four, Mr. Feldzig?
Not now.
Perhaps a nice profiterole.
Boys, I'm not hungry.
Then perhaps we could give you something else to chew on. Yeah, something that ain't food.
What?
Your confusion is to be expected. Allow me to elucidate. Although we stand here before you in the guise of innocent pastry chefs, we are also, and primarily, employees of a certain individual.
A certain individual?
A certain individual. Who happens to be the largest single investor in Feldzig's Follies. He has sent us here as pastry chefs to express his concerns about Miss Vandegraff's impending nuptials. Specifically, that is if she were to get married and leave the show. Then there ain't no show.
Say, don't I know you?
No, you don't.
Ever spend any time in Toledo?
Ever spent any time in a coma?
No, but I got a cousin in Seattle.
Kitty! Boys, you tell your boss this wedding's never gonna happen. You have my word.
Oh, we'll take your word, all right. But to go back on that word would be a recipe for disaster. Now we hope we have made ourselves perfectly eclair. One can only hope. You biscotti be kidding me. A trifle much? Don't taunt with me!
All right. You can drop the pastry chef routine.
Alas, we ganache. We're on the lamb. Lamb's an entree, you macaroon.
The gangsters were played by the interchangeable vaudeville duo, the Tall Brothers. John and Peter Tall. Now, they are born Abram and Mendel Masloskowitz, but were renamed on Ellis Island by a sarcastic immigration official. They're the early example of the classic Broadway gangster, full of wordplay and stylized movement. Not very intimidating, unless you find dancers intimidating, which I do. but for reasons that are not appropriate to this situation.
We'll leave the matter in your hands, Mr. Feldzig. In the meantime, feel free to browse the dessert carousel.
Try the Toledo surprise.
It's to die for.
Holy cats, Mr. Feldzig! I think they're gangsters from Ohio.
Very perceptive. Now go powder your face. I gotta stop this wedding. But how? Oh, Lord in heaven, how? How?
I always thought that moment was a little overplayed. So the story is well on its way, and our attention turns to the groom's room.
Hey there, handsome. Show me those pearly whites.
The groom was played by the dashing Percy Hyman. Why, he was the Albright toothpaste man, remember? Albright was hugely popular in the 1920s because it contained cocaine. It's true. If you looked at the bottle, it was the 5th ingredient down, right after sugar. Now, it was only a matter of time before he became a huge matinee idol.
Now, don't you worry. It's perfectly normal for a groom to be nervous on his wedding day. It is? Why, of course.
I love Percy Hyman. Now, some people say he's a bad actor, but to those people I say, shut up.
Hey there, Mr. Mirror Man, shaking and a-quaking, trembling like them fraidy cats do. Something big be bothering you. And I know just what it is. Cold feets, brother, you got cold feets. You can make them cold feets hot with a little rhythm. Young feets, old feets can be uncontrolled feets. Rhythm make them bold feet trot down the aisle. Frosty arches, they can learn to swing. Icy toes can jive. Wedding marches played in ragtime swing make frigid souls come alive and take that dive. Cold feet, schmo feet, turn them into bow feet. Rhythm make them cold feet hot.
You don't say. Well, why don't you just slime back into your mud hole, you backstabbing worm? I gotta find a new minister. Say, what are you up to?
I'm singing a song an old Negro taught me. A Dixie remedy for wedding day jitters.
Oh, you think you got jitters? You got the easy part. I still have to get rice, boutonnieres, and a minister. I have the weight of the wedding on my shoulders.
George, it sounds like you've got cold feet.
What do I got?
Cold feet.
What do I want?
Bold feet.
What do I do? Scold feet?
No! You make the cold feet hot. Wow, George, look at you. You're dancing.
I am? I am.
Smell that, George?
I sure do.
Our feet are on fire. Whew. A 5, 6, 7, 8. Cold beats, cold beats. Turn them into bold beats. Rhythm make them cold beats. Out. You make the cold beats hot. You make the cold beats hot. You make the cold beats hot. You make the cold beats hot.
Percy Hyman was a wonderful performer. I like to think of him panting and sweating after a long dance routine. He's still alive, you know. I saw him celebrating his 100th birthday. To say the passing years have taken their toll on him would be a grotesque understatement. They wheeled him out, and he had that wide-eyed expression of pain confusion that God reserves for the very, very old on their birthdays. You know, the one that says, "Who are you? Who am I? Why is this cake on fire?" Oh, you know what I mean. Anyways.
All right. That's enough of that tap dancing around like a fool.
I'm sorry, George. I was just trying to calm my nerves. It is my wedding day, after all.
Yeah, well, tap dancing's too dangerous. Could have snapped an ankle. Why don't you go out for a skate instead? That's what I do when I need to blow off some steam.
George, what would I do without you?
Whoa, no, wait. No, you can't go out like that. You might see Janet. Here, why don't you put on this blindfold?
George, you think of everything.
Just looking out for you, my boy. No more tap dancing. Wedding bells will ring. Wedding bells will chime. Wedding bells will celebrate.
It does this occasionally. It rings, it'll stop. What? What do you want? Hello. You have reached my answering machine. Leave a short message after the tone, and I'll call you back at my convenience. That's great. Well, there you have it. The moment is ruined. Thank you. Thank you, life. It's like a cell phone going off in a theater. God, I hate that. Hello. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just in the theater ruining the moment. How about you? Oh, I couldn't make it out today, so I thought I'd ruin the moment by proxy. All right, now, let's shake that off. Let's set our minds back to 1928. They didn't have cell phones back then. I'm sure they had something to ruin the moment. Bugles or something.
Happy wedding time.
So the scene shifts and we find our bride, Janet Vandegraff, entertaining questions while she lounges by the pool.
Miss Vandegraff, is it true that you're giving up a successful career to marry a man you hardly know?
Yes, Robert and I met on the Lido deck of the Ile-de-France. He amused me with stories of his father's oil interests. We spooned briefly, and then he proposed.
So you won't be returning to the stage, ever?
I shan't.
You shan't?
I shan't.
Can we quote you on that?
Of course. One more question? Yes?
Why in the world would anyone put olives in a Gibson?
I got a question. How can you give it the footlight when you know very well you got grease paint in your veins?
Victor, please.
Oh, Janet, I'm begging. Dump the mug, stay with the follies. I'll give you anything you want. Oh, fine. Put your name above mine on the marquee.
Oh, Victor, if you think this is about vanity, you couldn't be more wrong. I don't want to show off no more. I don't want to sing tunes no more. I don't want to ride moons no more. I don't want to show off. I don't want to wear this no more. Play the saucy Swiss Miss no more. Blow my signature no more. I don't want to show off.
Janet, please.
Don't try to control me. I've made up my mind. And that's it. I quit. I'm leaving it all behind. I don't want to be cute no more. Make the gentleman hoot no more.
Hey, baby.
I don't want to wear fruit no more. I don't want to show off.
She don't want to show off no more.
Not me.
Read her name in the news no more.
Page 3.
Get the glowing reviews no more.
Ah, cheap. I don't want to show off.
She don't want to show off.
I don't want to show off.
She don't want to show off no more. Off no more.
Not me. Woo! I don't want to show off.
She don't want to show off. Don't want to show off no more. Don't want to show off no more.
Please, no more attention. I've counted to 10. And I'm through.
Farewell.
Adieu.
It's swell.
You'll never see this.
Farewell. Been swell.
You'll never see this. Never see this. Never see that. Never see these again. I don't want to change keys no more. I don't want to strip tease no more. I don't want to say cheese no more. I don't care if you scoff. I don't want to be cheered no more. Praised no more. Grabbed no more. Touched no more. Loved no more. I don't want to show off.
She don't want to show off.
I don't want to show off.
She don't want to show off.
I don't want to show off. I don't want to show off. No more.
Did I miss
something? Well, Mr. Feltzig, it's painfully obvious that Miss Vandegraff has no desire to continue a life on the stage.
Can't you see?
It's killing her soul.
Don't worry, boys. This ain't over yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't do an encore.
I don't wanna encore no more. Keep 'em shouting for more, no more. Make the audience roar no more. I don't wanna show.
That was Jane Roberts as the bride. Why, she was the Oops Girl. Oh, surely you remember the Oops Girl. Don't you people read? Well, she was the girl whose sexual energy was so great, it caused men around her to have accidents. I mean, like, spill their drinks, or drive their cars into trees, and she would go, oops. Well, I can't serve it justice, but people ate it up. She made a series of films off of it. Oops, The Oops Girl Comes Home, and Oops Girl at Sea, which won an Oscar for special effects.
Janet.
Okay. Begging and groveling didn't work. On to plan B. And for that, I'm gonna need an accomplice. Someone gullible with loose morals. I need a, what do you call him? A European. La 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 la.
In walks Adolfo, self-proclaimed ladies' man. Adolfo was played by former film star and world-class alcoholic Roman Bartelli. He was the one that later drank himself to death in his chateau in Nice. Why, it was a whole 5 days before they found his body. And by then, it had been consumed by his poodles. Well, only partially consumed.
Excuse me, I believe we've met.
I am Adolfo.
You are Adolfo?
Yes, I am Adolfo.
Not the Adolfo.
Yes, I am Adolfo.
Funny, you don't look like a scoundrel.
Yes, what?
Why, just now I overheard the groom saying that Adolfo is a scoundrel. I just heard him say that.
This is outrageous. What did he say?
Adolfo is a scoundrel?
Adolfo is a scoundrel.
Those very words.
This is outrageous. He's saying this to people, to beautiful ladies with breasts for making love. Why, I must.
You must take matters into your own hands.
Yes. I must take this groom into my own hands and kill him.
Yes. No. Don't kill him. Just hurt him enough so he can't get married.
Show me to this groom. Wait.
What?
What kind of a man is this groom? A big man?
Well,
A burly fellow?
well, he's big on the outside.
No. Adolfo does not fight big men. Small, pale, wheezy, little dwarf people, Adolfo can punt far away. But no big men.
So, you're a lover, not a fighter.
Yes, Adolfo is a lover of beautiful women. Some say I'm the king of romance.
Well, you know what they say. The best way to get back at a man is through his
Door!
No. Best way to get revenge on a man is through his
Window.
No. Revenge back at a man through his.
There is no other ways. I'm not Santa Claus coming down chimney.
Through his woman.
Ah, through his woman.
Yes, Salvolfo, you must seduce his woman.
His woman.
His bride.
Ah, Aldalfo will make love to bride.
Stop it.
That will show people Aldalfo is no scoundrel. Show me to the bride. Wait!
What?
What kind of a woman is this bride? A big woman?
No.
A burly woman?
No, she's the cat's pajamas.
Pajamas?
She's a looker, an attractive woman.
Ah, show me to this cat in pajamas. Aldalfo will make a
Stop it.
like a cat in pajamas.
Aldolfo chewing up the scenery. You certainly couldn't get away with an act like that nowadays, could you? Mature, contemporary audiences are much too sophisticated to enjoy broad racial stereotypes on the stage. So we banish them to Disney. Let the children sort it out.
Underling,
Yes, madam?
the pastry chefs have been kind enough to provide the liquor for the party. Oh, but remember, Underling, we must be discreet.
Yes, madam.
It is prohibition. After all,
I'm aware of that, madam.
we'll have to use code words. For instance, if someone asks for a glass of ice water, it means they want a glass of vodka. Have you got that?
Yes, madam.
Are you sure? Maybe you should write it down.
I understand, madam. A glass of ice water is a glass of vodka.
What is a glass of ice water?
Vodka.
Ice water?
Vodka.
Ice
Vodka!
Oh! Well, you see, that's settled then. One less thing to do. Underling, might I please have a glass of ice water? I found our meeting with the pastry chefs rather trying, and I would enjoy a refreshing glass of ice water.
Your ice water, madam.
That was pure vodka, you poop!
Oh, I hate this scene.
Oh! Well, now I really do need a glass of ice water.
A glass of ice water, madam?
Yes, ice water. Are you going deep?
Would that I were.
You can see where this is going, can't you? It's just a series of spit takes.
Your ice water, madam.
That was pure vodka, you poop!
You know, in some ways, the Drowsy Chaperone was quite progressive.
ice water, madam.
Thank you. That was pure vodka, you poop!
Yes, in some ways, the Drowsy Chaperone was quite progressive, but in others, it was stale for 1928. I'm just gonna move ahead.
That was... You poop! Where do you think you're going?
To find some lime juice, madam.
Lime juice? For heaven's sakes, why?
I'm going to wring out my eyebrows and make myself a gimlet.
Now you're probably wondering to yourself, what was that doing in the show? Well, it's simple. There's a song coming up and they needed something to allow for the set change. It's mechanics. It's like pornography. Let me explain what I mean by that. In pornography, the story is simplistic. How am I gonna pay for this pizza? Being the classic example. As in a musical, the story's purpose is to connect the longer, more engaging production numbers. What? Well, what kind of society do we live in if I can't discuss the similarities between pornography and musical theater?
In a few hours, I am going to be Mrs. Robert Martin. Oh, my head is spinning.
Yes! Life is a mad whirlwind.
Now, this is a very interesting scene. This is the only time we have Jane Roberts and Beatrice Stockwell alone together on the stage. Jane Roberts was a rising star, but Beatrice Stockwell was well established and a force to contend with.
Oh, I'm so full of apprehension, but I suppose that's normal considering the circumstances. Have you ever been married, Chaperone?
No, I drink for pleasure. Not out of necessity.
Your ice water, madam. I'm afraid we're fresh out of olives.
Underling, have you ever been married?
Heavens, no. If I'm to serve a woman, I prefer to be paid for my efforts.
Oh, you too. I know it seems crazy to give up a successful career to marry a man I hardly know. Oh, but somehow, for some reason, when I look into his eyes, his big monkey eyes, gee, I get all woozy. And that's love, isn't it?
Not necessarily. The wooziness could be caused by any number of things. Why, I'm woozy right now, and I'm certainly not in love.
Beatrice Stockwell was famous for her rousing anthems. She entertained and inspired the troops in every major world conflict, up to and including the Falklands War. Now, by that time, she was in her late 80s, and she didn't as much rouse as stupefy. But still, she demanded to have a rousing anthem in every show she did, even if it wasn't appropriate. But you just couldn't say no to her. Now that's star power.
Really, you're not being the least bit helpful. Couldn't you at least allay my fears with a few choice words of inspiration?
Inspiration? Really, dear, that isn't my forte.
Yes, but if you...
As we stumble along on life's funny journey, as we stumble along into the blue, we look here and we look there, seeking answers anywhere,
sure of where to turn or what to do. Still we bumble our way through life's crazy labyrinth, barely knowing left from right nor right from wrong. And the best that we can do is hope a bluebird will sing his song as we stumble along.
Well, that was quite nice, Chaperone, but I don't see how it pertains to my situation.
Let me explain. It's a dismal little world in which we live. It can bore you till you've nothing left to give. 7 overrated wonders, 7 underwhelming seas, 6 excruciating continents. Antarctica, oh please.
Antarctica, oh please.
Still you mustn't let it lick ya, this planet, oh so bland. Keep your eyeball on the highball in your hand. As we stumble along across life's crowded dance floor, as we push and we shove, we live and we learn. And when we finally leave the bar and we see that morning star, we pull our bootstraps up and homeward turn. Then we stumble away through dawn's blinding sunbeams, barely knowing right from right nor left from wrong. But as long as we can hear that little bluebird, there'll be a song as we stumble along, as we stumble, bumble, fumble, plumble, as we stumble
Don't you just love her? Basically, she sings a rousing anthem about alcoholism. That's what I love about her. She just does what she wants, when she wants to, regardless of others' needs and concerns. My mother was like that.
Well, that really was quite inspiring, Chaperone, but I'm still conflicted. Oh, please, just tell me, is Robert the man for me?
My dear, that's something you're going to have to decide for yourself.
But I just don't know if he loves me.
Why don't you ask him? Why don't you say, Roger, do you love me?
It's Robert. And I'm not allowed to see him. In fact, it's your job to keep me away from him.
You're right. And it's a responsibility I take very seriously. However, I'm just this moment feeling terribly, terribly drowsy. I'm afraid I'm going to have a lie-dee down. Now, whatever you do, don't go wandering through the garden seeking out your fiancé to ask him the question. question upon which your future happiness depends.
Oh, thank you, Chaperone. I just have to know if he loves me.
All that love wasted on the youth. Still, I envy her. Oh, when will love come crashing through my door?
In walks Adolfo, come to seduce the bride.
I am Adolfo.
Try not to think of the poodles during this part.
I am Adolfo, and you are the bride.
No, I am not.
What? This is the bridal suite. Therefore, and you are the only one here. Therefore, you must be bride.
Interesting argument, but I'm afraid you are a moron.
What?
Me? No bride. Perhaps I could take a message?
Yes, very good. Dear Van de Graaf bride, I must make love to you and transport you to the place of ecstasy. Sooner is better. Signed, Adolfo, King of Romance.
Well, you've saw through my little ruse. You found me out.
Oh, so you are the bride.
Apparently, yes. Take me, Adolface.
No. Not Adolface, Adolfo. You must remember my name for when we are making love and you are screaming. You must say the right name or it will ruin everything. How can I make you remember? I'm sure that you have heard the name Adolfo. A ladies' man who wins acclaim, Adolfo. Well, lovely miss, I am that same Adolfo. I introduce myself, I am Adolfo.
Nice to meet you. Shall we?
Not so fast, so just in case you didn't hear Adolfo, I try to make it very clear, Adolfo. The lovely ladies always cheer Adolfo. When I repeat myself, I am Adolfo.
Understood.
I can sing it high, Adolfo. I can sing it low, Adolfo. I can sing it very fast, Adolfo. I can sing it very slowly. I do it for you now, but it will take hours. Now let us see if you can remember my name.
I'll give it a shot.
Now who's the fellow that you see?
Adolfo.
And how should you refer to me?
Adolfo.
And who is it I'll always be?
Adolfo.
Now sing it proudly.
You are Adolfo.
Now, let me spell it out for you. Wait, no. For all the lovely ladies that didn't hear for some reason, because maybe you are hard of hearing or something. I don't know. Now, let me spell it out for you. It goes, al, da, al. Fa.
godmother's favorite number in the show. I think it was her secret fantasy to be swept off her feet by a Latin lover. Well, real Latin lover, not a buffoon. But that's what musicals are all about. Romantic fantasy. Falling in love at the drop of a hat. Spontaneous tangoing. Suddenly finding yourself in an insanely romantic setting.
I'm an accident waiting to happen. La da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Oh, Robert, look out!
Oh, don't worry, madam. I'm getting married today, so I have to wear a blindfold.
A blindfold?
I'm sorry. Who am I speaking to anyhow?
Why, it's me. I mean, me. Mimi from France.
The scene couldn't be more ridiculous.
So, you're marrying Jeannette Vandergraff, no?
Oui.
I hear she's very beautiful
Oui.
and glamorous.
Ah, oui, oui.
Is it true that she has an exceptionally broad range and excels at playing both comedic and dramatic roles?
Say, I'm having trouble placing your accent. What part of France are you from?
Oh, the middle part, where they make the toast. You were telling me about your, how do you say it in English? Fiancé?
That's right.
Well, tell me, when was the moment when you knew she was the only one for you?
It's a funny story, actually. We were standing on the Lido deck of the Ile de France.
Yes?
I was amusing her with stories of my father's oil interests.
Then what happened?
Well, I looked into her eyes, her big, glamorous eyes, and I felt all woozy.
And then you fell up, and then you fell?
Yeah, right on my keister. And then I said, well, I guess I don't have my sea legs yet.
But we haven't left the dock.
Yeah, that's what she said. And that's when I knew it must be love.
And then you said?
And then I said, there was a time I could stop on a dime. Forbearance was one of my talents. But since you've been around, I can't hold my ground. I'm consistently losing my balance. I'm an accident waiting to happen. I'm a mishap about to ensue. I'm the toy on the stair, the three-legged chair, the hem that's been caught by a shoe. When my two lovesick arms started flapping, there was nothing my ankles could do. I'm an accident waiting to happen, so how be I happen to you?
And then what happened?
When she joined in.
When men seem sweet and they fall at my feet, my heart doesn't beat any faster. But when you lose control, it touches my soul. So I'm bracing myself for disaster. You're an accident waiting to happen.
That's right.
A catastrophe destined to be.
That's me. I'm the rags in the cellar.
A broken umbrella, a branch hanging loose from a tree. I can see myself jumping and clapping for a man who lives dangerously. You're an accident waiting to happen, so hurry and happen to me. Well, then what happened?
Well, then we kissed.
You're an accident waiting to happen, so hurry and happen to me. strange French girl on your wedding day.
Oh no! What have I done? Wait!
Well, it seems that a blindfold and a fake French accent have led to a terrible misunderstanding. Will it all work out in the end? Of course it will. It's a musical. Everything always works out in musicals. Nothing ever works out in the real world, and the only people that break into spontaneous song are the hopelessly deranged.
Mr. Feltzig!
Where's that philandering foreigner?
Mr. Feltzig!
How long gonna take to seduce one bride?
Mr. Feltzig! You don't need Janet no more. I've been working on a mind-reading act. Presenting Kitty the Incomprehensible! Okay, think of a number between 5 and 7.
6.
No.
Kitty?
Wait! I'm getting it! I'm getting it! Pick up some toast, some milk, and don't forget to shave your legs, Mr. Feltzig.
You're reading your own mind, you idiot.
Oh, no wonder it was so easy.
Mr. Feltzig, it would appear that the wedding is proceeding according to schedule. Now it's time you receive your just desserts. What do you think, partner? Should we whip up something special for Mr. Feltzig?
Yeah. How about a Toledo surprise?
An inspired choice.
A Toledo surprise? I've never heard of that.
No, you haven't. Those who have heard of it are generally never heard from again.
We'll share the recipe with you.
First, you chop the nuts.
Then you pound the dough.
Then you bake it up, nice and slow. Then you got your Toledo surprise.
Could you run that by me again?
It's a very simple recipe, Mr. Feltzig.
First, you chop the nuts.
Then you pound the dough.
Then you bake it up, nice and slow. Then you got your Toledo surprise. Say, why don't we give him a little taste?
All right.
Hold it. What style? What grace? What rhythm? Open your fists. Now shake 'em. Now give me that recipe one more time. Da 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 da. Go.
Chop the nuts, pound the dough, bake it up,
Run.
nice and slow. Then you got a Toledo surprise.
Now sell it.
Hit the peach, peel the skin, mush it up, throw it in. That's a tasty Toledo surprise. First
Now
you
you're
beat
cooking.
it up, then you sweet it up. When you heat it up, if it tries to rise, don't let it, it's a snap. Try it, folks. Whip your whites, split your yolks. Then you got a Splendido Toledo surprise.
You boys are naturals.
Honest?
Keep it up. I'll go work on the contract.
Hey!
A 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mr. Feltzig, what's going on here?
Kitty, I'm developing a new act.
Toledo surprise.
You're putting gangsters in the show, but you won't put me in it. They're not even in the union.
Shh, you got it all wrong. The new act. It's for you, Kitty. And these boys are your backup dancers.
Backup dancers? Holy cats! What? That hot Toledo does do more than burrito. Good, yes indeed does. Yo. Surprise! Squeeze the cream, grease the pan, flick the spoon, flip the plan, makes you bust your tuxedo. Toledo surprise!
Wait, Aldalfo. He make announcement. Wedding is off.
What? For the love of God, why?
Aldalfo has made love to the bride.
That is not the bride, you idiot! That is the chaperone.
What? The wedding is on.
The wedding is off.
What?
Robert kissed a French girl. Her name is Mimi. She's very beautiful.
Oh, I couldn't help it, Janet. She was just like you, only French.
Sweet mother of pearl.
Underling!
Yes, madam.
What is all this commotion about?
The wedding, madam.
Oh, is there going to be a wedding?
Not anymore. Oh, what a tragedy. What a wonderful, wonderful tragedy. Clear the floor, boys. I'll show you how it's done. First you beat it up, then you sweet it up. When you heat it up, if it tries to rise, don't let it. Toledo surprise.
Surprise?
Wait until it's ready.
Surprise?
Wait until it's ready.
Surprise?
Wait till it's ready.
Now it's looking ready.
Surprise!
You got it.
Makes me twitch, makes me shake. This dessert takes the cake, hits me like a torpedo. Toledo surprise!
Toledo surprise, Toledo surprise.
Surprise!
Surprise!
Surprise! Surprise! Chop the nuts, pound the nuts, make it up, nice and slow. Then you got a Toledo, Toledo surprise. Then you got a Toledo, 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 then you got a Toledo. Surprise! Wait till it's ready. Surprise! Wait till it's ready. Surprise! That's a tasty Toledo surprise.
Why are we dancing? Our dreams are in tatters.
Yes. Yes, but the tune is so infectious.
Oh, Robert, this is the saddest day of my life.
Wedding bells won't ring, wedding bells won't chime. They will never celebrate their happy wedding time.
The curtain falls, and it's time for the intermission. I hate intermissions. They ruin the magic, you know? 1 minute you're lost in a glamorous world full of music and romance. And then bang, you're surrounded by tourists. Crinkling rappers and nattering about the lack of women's restrooms. It's cruel. Oh, this? It's a power bar. I have a little blood sugar issue. I have to eat small meals all throughout the day, or else I get jittery. You prefer this over the alternative. Believe you me. Believe you me. I remember my wedding day. The ceremony wasn't until 4 in the afternoon, and I didn't eat breakfast. I do. What? Surprised that I was married? Well, there you go. Shouldn't go making assumptions about people now, should you? I'm a very complicated person. I have to use the restroom now. Maybe you do too. I'll see you in 15 minutes. I'm back and feeling better than ever. But I'm still a little jittery. So I'm gonna grab some more power bars, but before then, I'll start Act 2.
I bring a message from a nightingale.
Nightingale, nightingale, nightingale song.
I bring a message from a nightingale.
Nightingale. Ah!
You know, Bao, Emperor and American ready, no see eye to eye.
But, Emperor, sometimes a new perspective can change your point of view.
What?
Precisely. What is it about the Asians that fascinates Caucasians? What is it about the Asians that's so nice? Is it the wontons, the egg rolls, the rice? Perhaps it's Buddha, Confucius, and their excellent advice.
What is it about Caucasians that mystifies we Asians? What is it about Caucasians that's so odd? They call a pretty lady abroad. They have hair upon their chest, and they only have one god. Impossible!
That was not from the Drowsy Chaperone. That was from another show entirely. I have a woman that comes in once a month. Can you say that? I have a woman? Anyways, she comes in and she cleans the things I absolutely refuse to clean. She's great, but she has this annoying habit of putting my records away, but in the wrong sleeves. Even though I say, "No touch records, Carmela, no touch records." I suppose if I spoke to her in complete sentences, she'd stop touching my records. Anyways, that record started Act 2 from another Gable and Stein show. The Enchanted Nightingale, a degrading piece of chinoisery. It's about an emperor who's told by a magic bird to marry his American elocutionist instead of his betrothed. So he goes on and builds the Great Wall of China, a huge slap in 4,000 years of Chinese history. Now that was Beatrice Stockwell as the American lady. And did you recognize Roman Bartelli as the emperor? Yes, he was a man of 1,000 accents, all of them insulting. Now, Act 2 of The Drowsy Chaperone begins with this. A haunting lament from a very depressed bride. She sings it standing on her balcony, bathed in the pale blue light of a sympathetic moon, which is ridiculous, because it's the middle of the afternoon. Now, while you're listening to this, try to ignore the lyrics. I know it'll be difficult, but block them out. They're not the best. But the tune is beautiful, and it truly communicates a bride's state of mind. Just ignore the lyrics.
I put a monkey on a pedestal and tried to make that monkey stay. And he did for a time, but he needed to climb and with other monkeys play far away. He left his jacket on that pedestal beside his tiny rusty cup. And I haven't got the strength to pick them up. Oh, monkey, 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 you broke my heart in two. But I'll always save that pedestal for you.
I'm just gonna pour myself a brandy.
Come, my little monkey, come, my little monkey, do.
The tune is so simple. It just floats through the air. And I must admit, I get a little misty when I think of that tiny jacket laying on the pedestal, its long sleeves dangling on the floor. Oh, monkey, monkey, monkey.
You broke my heart in two. But I'll always save that pedestal for you. Come, my little monkey, come, my little monkey, do.
All right, now, here we go.
Wait,
Who are you?
I'm Janet Vandegraff.
Do you need anyone?
I don't need anyone.
What about the love of one man?
What do I care about the love of one man when I am adored by millions? Do I need to be so gloomy? No, no, no. I could rule the world if so I chose. Sigmund poisons flowers to me every show. Gertrude Stein handed me a rose.
Now, really, let's go.
I'm Janet Vandegraff. Ain't no nail that I can't hammer. Why give up a life of glamour? Life of glamour, life of glamour. No!
I love this part. She's having a complete mental breakdown.
I'm in accident waiting to happen. I don't want to show off no more. I don't want to spread mirth no more. Be the greatest on earth no more. I don't wanna, I wanna, I don't wanna, I wanna, I don't, I do, I don't, I do. I don't wanna show.
Say, Janet, say upon the stage, Janet, millions want to see you shine.
And I think sure, Janet, future is secure. Janet, millions will do just fine. But any future I could ever care to shape includes just 1 2-time in a cad who drives me
She was a monkey.
Oh, Robert, what a fool I've been. A hapless fool. I know now that I love you. And I've thrown it all away. I love you, monkey. But is love enough? Is love ever enough? I ask
Monkey, monkey,
the stars
monkey, monkey.
above. Is it the monkey or my pedestal? I
Don't you just love that number? It has everything. some Busby Berkeley, some Jane Goodall. And that's another thing I like about musicals in general. Whenever a character's in crisis, they sing and they dance. It's so much more interesting than just whining about it. That's the glory of musical theater. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. You find 5 seconds to be happy and something starts ringing.
What a beautiful day for a wedding.
Shall I have the pews removed now, or would you prefer I wait until morning?
All right, I'm going to stop it here because I don't want this number ruined by a ringing telephone. Here we have two vaudeville performers that have slipped through the cracks of time. They're Noel Fitzpatrick and Ukulele Lil. Now, I don't know anything about them. I'd suppose Ukulele Lil plays the ukulele, although she doesn't in this show. I tried to look up more about her. I searched all my books and I even tried the internet. But all my searches ended in Tiny Tim's autopsy photographs. Anyways, they're both charming.
Why would you have the pews removed?
The bride has called off the wedding, madam.
Oh, underling, never listen to a bride on her wedding day. Love is a very complex emotion. Underling?
Yes, madam?
You can be very close to someone 1 minute, and then the next minute, why, you just want to strangle them. Do you know what I mean?
I'm familiar with the urge to strangle. Yes.
Oh, you see? That's just the nature of love. Love makes lovers worry, love makes lovers fret. But here's a fact on which we can depend. Just like long ago when Romeo loved Juliet, love is always lovely in the end.
But Romeo and Juliet was a tragedy, madam.
Oh, I never read reviews. Love can start a quarrel, love can cause a din, but love has always been a trusty friend. 'Twas a happy fate for Hank the Eighth and Anne Boleyn. Love is always lovely in the end.
Might I remind you, madam, that Anne Boleyn lost her head?
Yes, she was in love. Love was good to Eve and Adam, and Samson and Delilah too.
May I pose a question, madam?
Why, yes, of course.
Why does nothing I say to you ever get through?
Don't mind if I do. Love is always lovely in the end.
I found that to be quite exhausting. Excuse me while I pour myself a glass of ice water.
Love sneaks up behind you, love drops from above, but love would never consciously offend. Love has certainly been kind to me and my true love. Love is always lovely in the end.
But your late husband was a brute.
I don't mean him, you silly coot.
Oh, madam.
Love is always lovely, 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 lovely. Love is always lovely in the end. Love is always lovely in the end.
Yes, that was nice. But to be frank, on some level, that number pisses me off. Now I'm gonna say something here. Yes, I've been drinking. But I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that love is not always lovely in the end. Often in the end, there are lawyers and another thing and another thing. What I mean is that that number is naive, and irresponsibly so. Sorry, I just thought that needed to be said for the benefit of the young people. I won't interrupt anymore. But oh, there's a part coming up I've become obsessed with.
There you are. Oh, Chaperone, I'm in a terrible state.
You certainly are. You can't go to the wedding looking like that.
Oh, you poor dear. Haven't you heard? The wedding's been called off.
Not your wedding, mine. Oh, that reminds me, might I borrow your veil?
You're getting married? But to whom?
La 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 la. Ah, beautiful lady with a baffled expression.
You're marrying Aldolfo?
I know it's crazy, but when I look into his eyes, his big, clumsy eyes, I get all drowsy. And that's love, isn't it?
Yes, dear, that is love. Help me.
There you are. I'm going to put all my cards on the table. Because I got a weak heart and I can't take the pressure. If this goes on much longer, the old ticker's gonna give out. Please just tell me, is there going to be a wedding or not?
Yes.
Thank the good Lord in heaven.
Aldolfo and the Chaperone are getting married.
What?
Oh, there you are. Oh, I have wonderful news. There's going to be a wedding.
We know.
You know?
Yes, we just heard.
Oh, but who told you?
I did?
Well, how did you know?
What difference does it make?
Miss Toddendale and I are to be married in the garden at 7:30 this evening.
What?
What? Oh, yes.
Congratulations to everyone.
Say, what kind of cockamamie wedding is this? Everybody's getting married except the bride and groom.
There you are. Oh, Janet, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Hello, Mr. Martin.
Please don't be that way. Can't you find it in your heart to marry me? Janet, it's our wedding day. George has gone through all this trouble, and, well, I do love you, more than I can say.
But you kissed another woman.
Yes, and I just can't understand it. I know this may sound ridiculous, but when I was kissing that French girl, why, it was just like I was kissing you.
Oh, Robert, you were kissing me.
You mean, you're Mimi? Well, that French accent was remarkably accurate.
Why, thank you. I developed it when I played the role of Monique in Hold That Baguette.
The fact that you could fool me makes me love you even more.
Oh, Robert.
There you are. Now, before you do anything, think about this. No matter how well you play the role of happy wife, you'll never, ever get a standing ovation.
Oh, I just don't know. Oh, I'm so confused. Chaperone, please. I beg you, this one time, give me some advice that is coherent and appropriate to the situation. Should I marry Robert?
All right, now here comes the part I was talking about. Not only the culmination of the plot, but a moment that has fascinated me more than any other and has brought me back to this record again and again. Here it comes, listen.
Well, my advice to you is...
And here it is, listen.
While you can.
You see, you can't quite make out what she says because someone drops their cane. I'll play it for you again.
While you can.
Is she saying live while you can or leave while you can?
While you can.
I mean, it's Beatrice Stockwell, so it could just be a cynical quip. But it is a wedding, after all, and that is what you think when you're standing there on the altar. Do I live or do I leave? And you have to live, right? Because you do love her in some way. It's not an exact science. There's not an arrow that'll come out of the sky and point to the one you're supposed to be with. But one day, you'll find yourself. You'll say it to someone. You'll say, I love you. You'll word it like it's a question, but they'll accept it as fact. And then there she is, standing in front of you in a $3,000 dress with tears in her eyes, and her nephew's made the chuppah, and what do? Do you say, I was just kidding. I was just joking. No, you live, right? You choose to live. But for a few months after, you stare at that alien lump laying in bed next to you, and you think to yourself, who are you? Who are you? And then one day, you say it out loud. That's trial separations and couples therapy, and every conversation you have is about her eating disorder and your Zoloft addiction, and you're constantly redefining and reevaluating and revisiting until you lose the deposit on your house, and the whole relationship ends on a rather ugly note with your only copy of Gypsy spinning through the air and smashing against the living room wall. But still, in a larger sense, in a broader sense, it's better to have lived than left, right?
Well, you can.
You have no idea how many times I've listened to that.
Oh, Chaperone, you certainly have a way with words. Robert, my answer is yes. I will marry you.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Well, Mr. Feldzig, looks like this wedding's a done deal. Now you're in trouble. And there's nothing you can do about it.
But there is. I found a replacement. A new leading lady. Presenting Kitty the Incredible! Okay, Kitty. Now concentrate and show the boys how you can read my mind. My mind.
Kitty, will you marry me? Holy cats, Mr. Feldzig, yes!
Isn't she amazing?
Well, what are we waiting for? You ladies go put on your frillies. We'll get married in one big clump. That's how they do it in Utah.
Well, George, I don't know how you managed to pull it off. 4 weddings in one day? I guess you're everybody's best man now.
I am?
Yeah, of course.
I am.
Hip hip hooray! He's George, that's George, the best man George.
I'm honored to be doing what a best man ought.
He's basking in the glory of a fight well fought. Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime, wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding time. Wedding bells will celebrate a happy wedding.
Minister, you may begin. Oh no, I forgot the minister. Who the hell are you?
I'm Trix, the aviatrix, queen of the sky. To Rio I was wending when my engine needed mending. I'll fix my navigatrix, and then I'll fly, and let you lovers type and not. So sorry to crash the party, folks, but we'll have this fixed in 2 shakes, and then off to Rio for Carnival.
Wait, the captain of a ship can perform a marriage.
Yes!
And the pilot is comparable to a captain.
Yes!
And the airplane is a kind of sheep. A sheep of the air. Some call it an airship.
Oh, shit!
Yeah.
I got it. Tricks. You can marry them on the plane, and then we can honeymoon in Rio.
A bride and groom in a chapel
can't believe it. It does this. It's a horrible old apartment with terrible wiring. Don't talk to anyone. Don't let yourself be distracted. I'll find a fuse box. Everybody be quiet.
It's the super.
Oh, God.
Hi.
Hi.
Your lights are out.
Yes.
Yeah, we had to shut the power off because we were replacing the breaker panels in the basement.
Yes.
So, we replaced it, but when we turn the power off, all the breakers in the apartment tripped.
Yes.
That's what happens, it's normal.
Yes.
So I gotta go reset your breakers.
Now?
Oh, it'd only take a second, because I tried calling earlier, but there was no answer.
Yeah, I've been having problems with the phone.
Ah, here we go, I found it. What was that?
Just some music.
What kind of music was that?
Oh, you know, a record. A musical.
You like musicals?
No.
I love musicals. My wife and I go all the time. It's amazing what they can do nowadays. Did you see Miss Saigon? They landed a helicopter on the stage in that one. Yeah, I've seen them all. I've seen Cats, Les Mis, Saturday Night Fever, but you know I like the movie better.
Oh, really? Okay, goodbye. Well, there you have it. One note away from the end of the show, and the moment is broken. I should probably just start the record over again from the beginning. I can't do that. You just have to understand, I love this show so much, and I've never even seen it. My mother gave me the record, but that was just before my father left us. Oh, he didn't leave because of the record, but I'm sure it didn't help the matter. I know it's not a perfect show. The spit-take scene is lame, and the monkey motif is labored, but none of that matters, because it does what a musical is supposed to do. Gives you a story to follow, a few tunes to help you distract from the dreary reality of the world. Something for when you're feeling blue, you know? As we stumble along on life's funny journey, as we stumble along into the blue, we look here and we look there, seeking answers anywhere, never sure of where to turn or what to
I'm an accident waiting to happen.
We bumble our way.
I don't wanna sing tunes
through life's crazy
Wedding bells will ring, wedding bells will chime.
Toledo's so
And the best that we can do is hope a bluebird will sing his song as we stumble along. Stumble our way through life's crazy labyrinth, never knowing left from right or right from wrong. And the best that we can do is hope a bluebird will sing his song as we stumble along, as we stumble, bumble, fumble, crumble, as we stumble along.
Goodbye, everybody.
Where'd